Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. That's enough of that song, innit? Slightly different chords, I reckon, as well, and I might remember them one day. Okay, here's the guitar review. On YouTube, it's Colin, again, with another guitar video. I'm back with a review, or it's a story about a guitar, because it's not new. I've had this one quite a while. You know what it is, the Epiphone Jumbo 200, and it's a slightly older model. I got this, I can't quite remember which year it was now, to be honest, but I'll show you some views of it, later, some sounds of it, also plugged in, which is one of the main reasons why I got it. But first of all, if you've got time, a bit of a backstory, why I got the thing, and why it's also a bit special to me, because all my guitars have got a bit of a story around them. Okay, you might have seen my other video on the Ovation I use quite a lot. It's an old guitar, I've had that, it's my oldest guitar. I got that back in the 80s. And I was using that all over the place, really. It's been damaged a few times, it's been repaired a few times, and it's a really great guitar for me. But I was playing it out a bit more live, and I decided I want a different guitar for two reasons. One is I didn't want the old Ovation to get damaged or stolen. And the other one was, it's got a particular sound, a piezo pickup under the bridge, under the saddle. And that's got a particular sound. It's a passive circuit. There's no electronics in that guitar at all. So it's got a particular, tone, if you get what I mean, which is fine. Great if you put a bit of chorus, drop the treble off a bit, it goes fine. But anyway, I wanted a bit more acoustic sounding guitar, and I wanted it to be something I wouldn't be so worried about getting damaged. I wanted it to look a bit nice. And then Epiphone, terrible people. Epiphone, they're doing it again. They're producing really interesting models which are tempting me. We won't go too far with that now. But anyway, they came out with this one. Notice the train. Okay, so this is the Epiphone, made in Indonesia, copy of the Gibson Jumbo guitar. So the model number, to be accurate, is an EJ200 CE/N. So Epiphone Jumbo 200 model, like the Gibson's cutaway, which for me doesn't need to be there. I don't play up here. Sorry. Some people do. People have borrowed this off me, and this guy was playing solos with it, and it really sounded quite good. He's a good guitar player. Anyway, I don't go there, so that could have been left out, but they didn't produce it without the cutaway. CE electronics, because there's a pickup system in this, which I'll explain a bit more and let you hear the differences as well. Because it's, I think, a very good pickup system. Works for me, put it that way. N is natural, that's the colour scheme, a natural colour scheme, the lights catching on it. Very nice, glossy, polyurethane, tough as anything finish. When it was released, I was deciding which one did I like. There's a very nice sunburst one as well, which looks fantastic, exactly the same. The current models are slightly different, I believe, in electronics as well. But anyway, so back then, this was the option, this one or the sunburst, and this one was available by a very well-known German retailer, Thomann, as B-stock. And as you may know, I'm a B-stock addict. When I see them, oh yeah, but now it's just a bit cheaper, I can afford it now, or it's worth the money now. And I can always send it back if it's a problem. So this came to me, B-stock, and I didn't find any fault, but the only fault I can see with it, I don't know if you can see it, is the scratch plate is not 100% lined up. Let's see if we can get it in the camera. Under there, there's a slight gap between the fingerboard and the scratch plate. I don't even know if you can see it. Well, on stage at a distance, nobody can see it. I didn't mind. It sounds like a guitar. Joe Normal Trading is still in my head. Anyway, so that's why I got it, because I didn't want to damage the other one or lose the other one, and I wanted something that sounded good live. I'd read reviews about this thing, and my experience is the same. From a jumbo guitar, you expect big volume acoustically. You don't get it with this. It's a solid top, but the sides and back are laminated, and it's been put together rather sturdily, and I think maybe that's why it doesn't ring and sound as much as I'd expect, and I've heard from other jumbo guitars from more expensive makes. But when you amplify it, when you plug it in, it sounds really, really nice. And I wanted it particularly because I wanted to play it on stage. So it's not bad acoustically, not in any way. It's nice, it works well, it's fine. Yeah, it's better plugged in. Speaking of plugged in, what's special about this one is there are two pickups. There's one under the bridge, a piezo thing under the bridge, but also here there's a magnetic pickup like you find similar to an electric guitar, and the two are combined and you can mix them and blend the two together. Let's see if we can get that part on there too. There you go. You can blend, reflecting a bit. You can get the idea. You can blend from one to the other. I find that the middle position works brilliantly. There's also tone controls and the volume control and a built-in tuner, which doesn't work very well anymore. The rest of the electronics are fine, but the tuner's gone a bit weird. Anyway, so that's the thing in it. But also, it's got two output sockets. The main one you'd use where the strap goes over, that's the combined signal of the two pickups, which you would usually use. I have tried it because you can separate them. You can have the electromagnetic one and the piezo one separately. If you plug two leads in, you can send them out to a PA and do different stuff with it if you so desire. I tried it to what it sounded like. I couldn't figure out a practical use for it, so I didn't bother. So I just plug one lead in. Same as other electric preamp guitars, if you leave it plugged in, the battery will go, but these ones, let me show you the battery clip thing, because you don't see these very often. It's not a PP9, there's a little lid over the top here, and then there's a thing you have to kind of pinch to get out, and I can't do it when it's down there, so I'm going to do it like this. So what it's got in it are these flat batteries, two of them. And I've forgotten the number. Let me see if I remember it. A CR2032. And then promptly one falls out. So I'm going to have to stop at it to reinsert that, otherwise it goes really crazy. Anyway, so that's the pickup system with a different battery. And the advantage is these batteries you can get all over the place now in the supermarket. And PP9s, to be honest, you know, the block batteries, they're harder to find now. So I think it's a great idea. Works well. Very strong output, you know, it's powerful, the output, and it's a nice mix. So we're going to plug it into this trusty, well, you can't see it, but you might be able to see a handle. You'll see in a moment, I'll put a shot on it. It's a Vox AC30. If you keep it quiet enough, it stays nice and clean. In the normal channel, you hear what it sounds like in the next train. A little bit of a song. Find me sitting at the table, my friend Finn and my friend John. You're going to get the rest another time. I'm going to record that one. It's a great song by a Scottish singer who I've promptly forgotten the name of because I'm doing this without recording it. It'll come back to me, getting on a bit. Anyway, you'll hear it. It's Caledonia. You know what I mean. Yeah, anyway. We're going to stop for a moment, plug in the battery, and hear it plugged in as well. So here's a few close-ups. There's the headstock, slightly dusty. Going down the neck. They're reasonably good strings to me, aren't they? I mean, usually my strings are really old and tatty, but these are pretty good. Oh yeah, let me see if you can see just now. That's what I meant with the B stock, maybe. This gap there, it's a tiny, tiny fault. That's the magnetic pickup. You can see the labels. Focus on the label. I don't know if it will. Not focusing very well on the label, doesn't matter. And under the saddle, under the bridge, there's a pickup as well. And let me show you. Yeah, so I'm going to try not to damage it myself. Okay, this is the electronic section. And you can see basically what you've got. You've got a tuner at the top. If you turn the tuner on, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, is my experience. In the beginning, it works fine. You know, you could see if which note you're playing, if you know what I mean, and if it's high or low. But at the moment, it's doing weird stuff. Doesn't really matter. There's the Nano Mag and the Nano Flex. That's the two names, magnetic, and the Flex one is the piezo kind of thing. You can blend the two. For me, the middle position works really well. Volume, an EQ, a phase thing, and the tuner. That's it. Works fine. And this is that clippy thing. And that's the sticker you need to remember, okay? But it works really good, and I think this battery type is really good. Let's have a look. Tuning pegs. Slightly worn because I've used them a while, but it stays in tune, plays really well. But the stickers are still on it, made in Indonesia. You see the joint in the neck where they've the construction joint. Like it's at the action, well, it's not incredibly low. I quite like it this way. Other people might prefer it to be a bit lower, but the action is nice. The neck is not too chunky. I prefer a slightly thicker neck, to be honest, but it's working out fine. And let me take you to the other end where you can see those two jack sockets, whatever I call them. And those are the two sockets you can use. The binding is, it is a nice looking guitar. It is a really nice looking guitar. Okay, we're plugged in one lead into the Vox AC30. With a little bit of reverb. I'm getting all things mixed up in mind. Anyway, what we're going to do, yeah, this is basically it. We might raise drink a glass together. The whiskey makes it all so clear. The reason I'm singing that song, it reminds me of places. It's written by a Scottish guy. I still haven't remembered the name of. Useless, isn't it? Can you remember his name? Dougie MacLean. Okay, Dougie MacLean. There's a long story about Dougie MacLean. I've got a long history with Dougie MacLean. But he writes these really nice songs. He comes from Scotland, lives in Scotland, and a lot of them take my mind to that kind of place. I visited Scotland a lot when I was a kid, also when I was an adult. But when you go to the wild places in England and Scotland and Wales, there's something about it which is a bit special. And his songs take me to that place straight away, where you go out in the wilderness and you go for a walk and you just have the wind in you. Anyway, we're going there. Feel so near to the howling of the wind. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to my flowers in the fields. I might remember the words. Feel so near. The old man looks out to the islands. Said this place is endless thin. You're going to have to listen to Dougie, or wait for my video of the song anyway. So that's basically it. It's a very, very nice, it's a bit big guitar. You need a big case for it. It won't fit in your standard dreadnought case, of course. Also, what you need for it, playing acoustically, one of these things, a feedback buster. And you don't usually get them this shape because there's the pickup cut out here. So I just got a regular cheap round one, the cheapest I could find, and cut the end off it. Fits in there perfect. You will need it if you're playing acoustically where it's a bit loud. You know, like here, as you can hear, I'm playing reasonably loud. It's absolutely no problem in the room here I'm in. But if you're on a stage when there's, you know, monitors and all the whole kind of thing, it's a good idea to put one of those in there. Yeah, what else? There's a phase switch here, so if you've got some particular feedback problem, you might be able to switch the phase on it. It might help a bit on stage. Never bothered with that, to be honest, myself. And the tuner just failed. The lights come on a bit sometimes, so you have to tune it with something else. I usually have if I'm playing it electrically, I'll have a pedal with a tuner in it. I often play this through the guitar amp. If you want the real clean sound of a guitar, put it through the PA. But practically, if you got your amp on a reasonably clean sound, I think it's okay. It doesn't sound quite like an acoustic guitar, but a guitar with a pickup, in my opinion, never truly sounds like an acoustic guitar with a mic in front of it, you know? Anyway, that's the Epiphone EJ200 CE. Hope you have a great day, everyone. Take care and bye for now.